Hi, Jasmine. I thought I would do your last tag. Sorry that I have missed so many tags in a row. Um, I have no real excuse other than it seems like days get by me. We're doing okay. Like I told Robbie, I'm just really finding the weather very depressing right now. As I speak, we're having yet another spring storm, wet rain, wet snow and rain, and it's still cold. When I see other people are enjoying spring, they're having tulips and crocuses and things like that. We're still locked in winter that never goes away. Anyway, what was your biggest fear as a kid? Hmm. My biggest fear as a kid. I don't know, Jasmine. I've paused my camera and I tried to think for a while. I really can't think of a big persistent fear that I have. I can think of several different things. Like I used to have a lot of nightmares about tornadoes, looking through a window of the house and seeing the tornado coming closer and closer. Um, I remember being a kid and being asleep in my bed and having nightmares that somebody, a monster or a killer, was coming up the stairs. And I was in my bed and I couldn't move, that kind of sleep paralysis thing. And I remember there was a time when I was afraid to cross streets. I got hit by a car once when I was a kid. Not dangerously or anything like that. I pretty much just clipped me, knocked the wind out of me. Um, I remember being afraid of escalators as a kid. I was afraid to take the initiative to step off onto the escalator. I don't know. Oh, see, I had a bunch of little fears that didn't last long. I don't remember one great fear as a kid. By the way, you mentioned bats being a fear of yours. I remember once when I went into a bathroom at a campground and there was a bat inside the bathroom. And every time I would go to move or take a step to leave, it would swoop around in there in the confined space of the bathroom and swoop down towards my head. So every time I tried to take a step to get out of there, it would start swooping around and flying around above my head. Jasmine's second question: what are the rules for your home? I don't have any rules for my home. I don't have rules for my home. Don't make a mess. I guess that would be. And Scout fails at that, as you can see. Yes. By the way, we are the same. My family and I have always been the same. Our dogs have always been allowed on the furniture and that. I I don't know. I feel the same way. They're pets. Marley's a beautiful dog, by the way. Um, Jasmine's next question is, what do you have a hard time accepting? I'm going to go with death. I'm still struggling. Well, I always did not understand death. I don't understand the point of life if we just die in the end. Even though I've been raised Catholic and, the whole Christian belief, philosophy of life after death, and this and that, with no evidence, with no proof, I'm sort of an agnostic, really. Um, hey, but having my mom and my dad, who I loved very much, and were such wonderful people, pass away, it's very difficult for me. I try not to dwell on it because if I dwell on it, then I get upset. So I tend to push it away, which I've been told is not a good thing to do. Ever since they passed away, I have been kind of pushing away the realization that they have died so that I don't really have to feel it and deal with it. But every once in a while it creeps in and I start to realize that they are really gone, and it bothers me, it upsets me. So I'm going to say that's what I have trouble accepting. Another thing that I have trouble accepting is that Donald Trump is the president, and I don't understand how there can be so many stupid people, bigoted, ignorant, wrong-headed, foolish people in this country that voted for him and who stand by him no matter what, no matter the evidence, no matter the convictions that pile up against this horrible man. They buy every... Sorry, I almost said a bad word. They buy everything that he says. I just, man, that I have trouble accepting. Is how can people be so stupid? How can America have fallen to where it is now, that we have Donald Trump and his policies of, well, okay. Next question. Next question. Do you believe in fate? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I think I believe in the consequences of the choices you make. No, I really don't think I believe in fate. What do you want your funeral to be like? Just the kind of question I want to be thinking about. Jasmine, Jasmine, Jasmine. Actually, I have told my family that I think what I want my wishes to be is to be cremated, and I'm going to be buried on our family plot, where my folks are and my brother Mike is. And I told them that I didn't think I wanted a full mass, but I do want the last rites of the Catholic Church, because that's what I was raised in, and I would like to have that, sort of to cover my bases. And pretty much that's all I have specified. I know my brother, I think he wants all these, he has songs that he has a list of songs that he wants at his funeral and all this kind of stuff. I remember my great aunt, every time we would go to visit her, she would tell us about where the outfit was in her dresser that she wanted to be buried in. And she wanted to make sure that we remembered that that's where the dress was that she wanted to be buried in. I don't know. I just don't. I don't want it to be an inconvenience in any way to those that are left behind. I want it to be as convenient as possible. And I don't want it to be a big show. So I would like to receive the last rites, probably be cremated and put to rest with my family members. And that's pretty much it. Okie dokie, Jasmine. Those are my answers. Hope everybody's having a good week, and I hope that your weather is nicer than mine.